begins. Yeah, we don't need unlimited frame rate for this game. No game ever needs unlimited frame rate. I am going to run through the tutorial because I have not played this since the demo. And I've forgotten nearly everything about it. So, activation protocol confirmed. Error main system, data integrity and force recovery. Data corruption. Restarting simulation, blah blah blah. Any key to begin.
Welcome back, Commander. Your
Don't
ship
you
has been
dare
damaged,
steal that line
and
from
I've taken you
Command
out
and
of
Conquer.
stasis. I am Elaine, Emergent Logistics Artificial Intelligence Network. What you're seeing is a feed from an unidentified planet, where I've deployed a team for you to command. This planet seems to be the source of the damage, and we are unable to leave the planet's orbit until our ship is repaired, and the source of the damage is identified. You will need to establish a small mining facility in order to proceed with ship repairs. This will be your primary objective. Communications are currently limited, so one of the first things you will need to do is to establish an uplink from ground level. Try to find metal and crystal deposits, as we will need them for repairs.
Well, isn't that lucky that there's some right in front of us? Yes, and we have down, we have righty, and we have also selecting the scout. I'm sorry. Move it to a nearby location. You have the ability to deploy your command center. Deploy using the deploy base button. Insufficient resources. That's concerning when you say that. Select the scout with the mining tool. Right click the metal.
Crystal can be used in its raw form for now. Metal ore will need to be processed into metal bars. This can be achieved in the fabricator, which you will find on your command center.
Yeah, so just select the right recipe. There we go. How many do you expect me to make before you tell me the next thing?
We will require a large quantity of materials for future production, so having several dedicated production buildings is recommended. I would suggest building 1 or 2 more facilities to produce metal bars. The more buildings we have, the faster we will be able to produce materials. Later we will need to increase the number of mining units in order to keep up with demand.
We have small, medium, large, and internal. Equip components to the same size or larger. Open the build menu. Construct a building. Change production from that to that, go back to that. Guess that's 2 more buildings making that. Is that what you're wanting? Or are you wanting even more building? Oh, no, never mind, never mind. Place another building and set it to metal plates.
To produce more mining units, you must fabricate an assembler. With it, you will be able to produce a worker unit and equip it with a miner component. Both of these are produced in the assembler. It is also capable of producing circuit boards, which are used in unit and component production.
You want us to make a worker unit, which first of all needs a circuit board. Okay. And then we make a worker unit. I think this also can be made in there we go, an assembler done.
We have established a connection to the surface, and I have already begun synchronizing our databases. With this, we are now able to research new technology from the tech tree interface. This will help us replace the missing data from the damaged data center.
Oh yeah, I forgot how much research. I think you only had access to this on the demo and none of the other stuff. See, and each different things requires obviously different stuff. So some of them take basic resources, some of them take basic resources plus other stuff that has been manufactured. I suppose basic structures would be a good start. We can open the vector tray, select one of the nodes, click set research. On your command center, produce one circuit board, then build a miner and a worker bot. Okay, so we want a miner. And then we want a worker. I'd already made one worker earlier. One of you gets a miner. So when a miner is connected to logistics, it will automatically try and fulfill any transfer requests. Method fabricator requires ingredients. Any idle bots on the network will try and find the item for that network. We carry to the facility. These can be connected and disconnected from the logistics network. When they're first built, robots are off the network by default. Pressing P shows the area from the logistics level. The logistics thing covers. Okay. Explanation of advanced automation are in the codex. Yeah, okay, I remember the advanced automation stuff. I That's one of the things I liked about this game. You could like set like if loops and various like mine until you have 20, then deliver back to area, then return to mining and whatever. Add your mining bot to the network by clicking the there we go. Visual miners have started to reach capacity. Time to make the storage.
For mothership repairs, we need higher level material production. Advanced materials are the next level of development, which can be produced in the assembler. We will require a high volume of materials, so you will need more buildings and mining units to keep up with resource demand.
Select one of your mining units. Click on the store and then specify the storage. Reinforced plate needs an assembler. Building with a medium slot is now available, but it requires reinforced plate. We need to make the desired stuff at the command center before starting it all up. So, medium building. You make reinforced plates. Hey, Izzy. We're playing some half RTS, half Factorio game. Oh, I'm not sure. It's saying on my end it seems okay. Oh, encoding overloaded actually. Consider turning down video settings. Jeez, what's happening to this thing? Let me close something down. I honestly was not expecting this game of all things to make things start chugging. I didn't even realise that, because it's not saying any problem on... It's not saying a problem on Twitch, it's saying it's excellent, but then I just looked at OBS, and OBS was like, oh, no, 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 no. Let's close and save Chibi Mark II. But it might be that it's not having a problem because I've alt-tabbed out of the game to close Clip Studio down. Which I have to admit, I keep running pretty much all the time, just in case I feel like drawing and don't want to wait for it to load. It's one of those weird, like, things that I've picked up in the trying to build habits thing, of try and remove as many blockers between you and the activity you want to do as possible. And so I was like, okay, but if the blocker is being annoyed that it takes ages to load up the stream thing, maybe I should, not the stream thing, the art thing, maybe I should just always have it there. And I think if you leave it open for too long with like a big file open, it starts to eat some resources up a bit more than it should. Order that the bird brace. It also doesn't help when I have multiple large. Well, I have the Chewy. I had the Chewy open for the new model, and I also had the animation open. The animation which I've not done any since the last time we did some of that on stream. Right, all files are closed. Right, now that we're in the game, I will move around a bit. Are we chugging? It's not shouting at me. It's not saying there's any encoding issues or anything like that. So I think we're good. Although I'm gonna refresh my own stream on my other screen just to make sure that I'm actually running up to date. Yeah, I wish I'd realised that 20 minutes ago when I started streaming. So are we good now? Encoding working fine? No more jittery nastiness? If so, I can take my chug. And stretch. And also remember that I have an open bottle of cider. Oh no, the game just doesn't like this. Okay, so we're gonna have to
We have a wider range of structures now with which to expand our base. We will need to research basic robotics to produce more advanced materials needed for mothership repairs, and more efficient units to manage our base.
Okay. I've lowered a bunch of the settings down. I've loaded a bunch of settings down. Once again, it stopped saying there's an encoding error. But I have a feeling that if this hasn't done something, then keep an eye on it. It seems better, but I just need to keep an eye on it and make sure. Basically, turned it off being borderless and made it full screen. Dropped the FPS down because I don't know why some games give you options of like 60 FPS or higher when it's a game like this. I can understand 60 FPS as a maximum on games for like first-person shooters or any games where reaction time and stuff like that needs to be precise. Yeah, the shorter time between it showing it on the screen and you being able to react is amazing. I can understand for that. Anything more than 60, unless you have a specific monitor, I don't think makes a difference because refresh rate won't refresh faster than like 59 or 60, depending where you are. So anything higher than 60 I don't think makes any difference anyway. Let's say, unless you've got a specific monitor. But games like this, why it gives us the option of unlimited frames for an RTS like factory game, I cannot understand. It seems a little silly. Maybe that's just me. Right, so now we have this. With an assembler, reinforced plates, thank you very much. I mean, I have been making I had made circuit boards, we've already got that, but let's do that too then, whatever. So you want us to have a dedicated building. And another assembler. It's making the circuit board, which should be done. Should be done now. That's building. Transfer the assembler over. Assembler, make circuits. Users need power while they're in the power grid. When they're outside, they'll begin to drain from their battery. Power grid is what determines the area. Expanding power grid also expands logistics network. Okay. Basic power research, able to provide power fields. Components allow you to increase the size of your power grid. Begin expanding your power grid so you can reach resources further away. Produce a small power field. Now, is this a... This is a component. Okay, it's a component. Now, I'm too old for frames. Silica is a new resource used to reach higher tiers of tech. We found another plateau, send a bot to do it. Okay, go send a bot to do it, but first of all, let's create another miner, because we do have a spare worker bot. You go onto there. So soon what it wants us to do then is make a building on the edge of our range. Which you can then say, send the power extender to. Yes, that is what it wants us to do. Okay. Right, a new worker, go and mine this silica sand right here. We need to make that silica come back to get prepared, build a storage. Then a worker bot will carry the silica from the miner to the storage. Let's pop that about here then. About halfway between the two. And let's build another worker just to make sure we actually have enough stuffs. I'm gonna move you up here. I'm gonna tell you to also pull your stuff here. And then we want you to store here. Use the worker bot will carry it back. Yep, okay. Click on the worker and make sure to connect it to the network. I forgot about that bit. Go to storage, produce it, yes. This looks like I will change its route.
The robotics assembler will be the primary production component for our energized materials such as energized plates, a foundation material for construction and repairs. It is also a component that focuses on more sophisticated robot assembly methods. Produce one of these components so that we can build a larger variety and more efficient robots such as the Dashbot.
Well, have a good one at work, Izzy. Thank you for popping in. I can say that because I know you're not seeing the ad that's running right now. So robotics assembler. Gonna make one of those then. I just think this is the tutorial. It's been going for half an hour. You are a medium building, so ooh, you can actually start making. I actually did not want to put it there, but you know, that's fine. Reinforced plates, and it needs circuit boards, which we're making both of, so we should be fine. I think this might be one of those games that is better to stream once I have a bit more knowledge of it, or at least some more practice in it. I mean, I did only pick it up just before stream, and like I said, the last time I played it was probably close to Christmas, I think. During one of the next fests when you could play the games that were upcoming. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make more worker bots. Which is some integration of the planet's natural resources into technology, which allows us to recover, make necessary repairs to the mothership. Further research, the globe is robotics production is required to continue to expand. But new types of robotic stuff will help us go towards the goal. Yep, that's fine by me. But for now, I'm on power transference. Guess we probably don't actually need. I can add these. Add it to the queue anyway. Do that. Do that. Oh. You can only queue up things that we currently have the research for. So you can't queue up future items like you can in, say, Factorio or Satisfactory. Wait, no. Satisfactory Tech Tree works differently. So Factorio and... No, I think just Factorio, actually. I was just thinking, does Tectonica do it? But Tectonica has a separate way of doing the research as well. So in Factorio, you can... As long as you have also queued up the prerequisites, you can queue up future technologies you don't currently have access to. If you want to get to C and it needs B and A, if you queue up A and B first, it will then let you queue up C. Doesn't seem this lets you do that. You have to have the research previous unlocked before it lets you queue it. I suppose it's fair enough. Kind of sad that you can't just like queue up everything in the whole thing and then just leave it to work. But, yeah, what can you do? So, robotics assembly, we can't move over there yet. Still need some plates, so let's... make that 2 minus. We don't seem to need much crystal, so we'll just leave 1 running for that. But I very much think that we want to have at least 1 more running on metal. Although saying that 2 more would be perfect. So let's send you to 1 worker bot. And you can dump stuff here. Let's see how much better that goes. I'm gonna do that. When you're ready, dump your stuff into that storage, because that way we'll have plenty of crystals going. I think I'm also going to change where a couple of these are going to store stuff too. Everything naturally occurs in the plateau regions, large amounts. Green courser must be observed on the plateau. Mass life signs have been observed. Here's the use of silica to construct their hives. Highly recommended to bring a portable turret with you for defense. Okay, in that case, I believe that's it. That's basically saying make another worker. And we do have a portable turret that we dumped on here for now, but quite easily make a new worker and dump that on. Okay, there we have a worker. Send the worker to the small turret. And then you come up here. No, Scout, I did not ask for you. I just asked for the worker with the gun. And let's make sure it's sitting there inside the network. Okay, let's turn it off. We don't want it attached to the network. We want it to sit here and look pretty and shoot stuff. There's Singapore transport route. Now we're mining silica, we need to get it back to the base to be processed. So, but first build a storage building, which we have. Oh, hang on. Right click transport route. That's what I was missing. So go to point. With the worker bot selected. Oh, okay. So I see what we're doing. I see what we're doing. Make us a shiny new bot. I'm actually going to make a few of these. So we right click, transport route. With the worker bot selected. With the Go To button selected, click on the mining bot. Okay. So with the workbot selected, click on the store, and click on the storage you want. Okay. Having research signals, you're able to produce radar components. One way to use radar is to search for ruins, like the one explored before. We haven't explored one yet, so I don't know what you're saying that for. Building assembler, make a portable radar, put the radar on one of your scout bots. Set the first search field to scan for unsolved. So, portable radar. Add this to a scout bot. And then in the first filter, go to unsolved.
Investigate ruined structures across the world for data to help advance your technology. You may need to repair them before you can gain access. Exploring them could provide valuable information and resources.
But we need some circuits. Let's go and have a look what's in here. Transfer item. Console. Oh, I hate these things so much. There we go. Do that. And we can now take some parts, a couple of storages, or 5 storages actually, and some robotics stuff. I'm going to say no to that. Hey, this is fixed now. Right, so robotics assembler goes onto there. Now we can make more stuff. Those energized plates, the next one. I do vaguely remember in the demo that I played of this, I think I'd gone with the idea of having separate lines for each item. So if a thing needed iron, it would start off with a thing to make iron into plates or bars or whatever it was. Then it would process them and do whatever it needed to do, including bringing in stuff like, you know, maybe silicon or whatever else. And it would eventually end with us making whatever the fancy thing was we were aiming for. And there'd be one of these lines each for every individual type of thing. So there's one to make lots of metal bars, one to make circuit boards, and so on. But because there's no
The technology
belts,
in this structure is highly compatible with our own. Investigating more of these structures would advance our own technology. These data cubes have extremely dense data clusters. It seems, right now, we can only access surface-level data. If we can recover more of these cubes, we can gain greater knowledge of this world. With a sufficient amount, it will help us unlock gateway technology.
thank you for interrupting me mid-talk. I've forgotten what I was talking about now. Yeah, so basically having like different lines. So like the first line would be just the stuff to make iron bars. The next one make iron plates, and then energized plates, and so on. So they could basically feed into each other as needed, and there'd be like a full line. So all the ones that require metal plates would all start with the metal bars processing. One of them would just leave it there and would just say, okay, metal bars, done. The other ones would process the metal bars that they made further. And then each would go into its own separate storage so that they could then be picked up. It is worth noting, for the workers to get around, they need to have at least a gap of 1. So maybe it's more worth having a gap of 2 between each building. So you can have either multiple going one way or one going one way, one going the other way. just to save a little bit of pain in future. Maybe keeping these ones like one tile thick. I suppose it's enough for basic stuff when we've only got a few workers like we have now. But when we start getting up to the larger number of workers, we are probably going to want to have the areas at least free to traverse in both directions. I think what I will do is since my brain has decided it's starting to die, it has actually kept the save files. It was back in February this was. You know what, let's load one of the old ones up and see what was actually there. We've saved what we were just doing.
We have a wider range of structures now with which to expand our base. We will need to research basic robotics to produce more advanced materials needed for mothership repairs, and more efficient units to manage our base.
Yeah, that was it. So each of these had a small fabricator, which would feed into the next thing down. That then had another fabricator that would do whatever its job was, and then theoretically move to there. Oh, I remember why I didn't have them set up now. Yeah, I think it's trying to feed them back into there for some reason. And I don't know why. I don't know why I set that up. Yeah, and then going from there, it will then progress to this sort of thing. And then is that's foundation. So yeah, we were expanding out on that one, but this was like back in the demo day. This was. I suppose, you know, that's not too bad of a start. Put some extra fabricators and a couple of extra buildings ready to go, and then we obviously were making foundation to be able to drop down. Okay. Well, yeah. Anyway, like I say, since my brain is starting to die, I'm gonna call it an early one, and I will head to the sleep. In the meantime, who have we got online to do the raid with? Let's send everyone to Resting Stars. They're one of Chubulus's friends who they've raided in the past. They're currently playing Skyrim of all things. Actually, no. Let's not raid. Let's just end. I don't have the energy in my brain to do you know, hi, yes, thank you for shout outs, etc., etc. thing. So we'll leave it there. And Desync, I quite like the idea of. It still keeps the sort of like Factorio idea of having a production chain, but you've got more robots involved for drones rather than conveyors. And what we didn't get into today was it has a bunch of like behavior modification you can do. So rather than just saying go between here and here and do these jobs, you can say go to this miner robot. Wait until it has wait until it has at least 20 things to pick up. Transfer the cargo. Just go to the storage and store it, and then repeat. So you can kind of like tweak it a little bit, make it a bit more efficient, and play around with things. I might play it again on stream. It does have multiplayer, so maybe at some point I'll poke Sheep to get it, and it'll give us something to both scratch our heads over rather than the Factorio worlds. Although that Factorio C block, it calls to me again, but we'll see. But for now, I'll call it there. I do have the next couple of weeks off, so I'm hoping to stream more. Whether that is streaming every day or streaming for longer, I don't know. And I also have ordered the item for the music stream, quote-unquote music streams. Yes, I had already bought like the melodica and the ocarina and the kalimba as one to pick one of the items to have our like learn how to music thing. But when I was poking around on my Amazon wishlist earlier, the Yu-Gi-Oh's hurdy-gurdy puzzle kit happened to be 25% off. Well, actually, a bit more than that, actually. It's meant to be like 75 quid, which is quite a lot. But it was down to like 50 or 55. And I thought, you know what? Maybe that would be fun to not only play on stream, but build on stream, because it is a puzzle kit, so you have to build it first. And so it sounds like a good thing to like have a long stream on and mess around with. So hopefully that's turning up tomorrow. So hopefully in the next week or two, we'll have a stream of building that, and then listening to the sound of the dying cat that it makes. Unless I can think of a way of sort of making it not quite so harsh a sound. But we'll see. It's a start. It's the first hurdy-gurdy in a line of hurdy-gurdies that will eventually be on this channel. So, until